Sure was pretty good.
Commercials
that,
in a
Fast and
browser.
Furious 6
Fuck
stuff.
yes.
That was the one.
Yes.
I don't know, man.
Oh, fuck you. I'm
it's
on.
so crazy.
It's so crazy.
It's so crazy.
Didn't I see a tank in there?
Yeah. And they're gonna be good guys, but
kinda.
So in the first, okay,
All right.
the arc is so fucked.
Let's take it back to the
for
original.
these movies now,
Yeah.
because in the original movie, Paul Walker was the cop.
Yep.
And everyone else they were illegal street racers.
He was undercover. UC.
Yeah. So for the series to continue, at some point they just said, "Fuck it, man. Paul Walker is going to quit the cops and become a bad guy with everyone else."
Well, that happened in 2.
Yeah, it sort of happened in 2, and then yeah,
I guess so. Then the Fast and Furious,
right. 4.
or no, I'm sorry. So 4,
yeah,
which is
Fast and Furious.
Yes, Fast and Furious. Thank you.
Which
He's
is
back with the cops in that one.
Not
At least at the start.
Yeah, exactly. But he's kind of like, whatever, fuck this.
Yeah.
And they're doing good. They're like anti-heroes. They're the
Right.
Stone Cold Steve Austin of illegal
This is
street
the drug
races.
tunnels shit, right?
Yeah, the drug tunnels.
Oh, right.
Right, remember we saw the drug tunnels in person.
This is 4?
This is 4.
This is pre The Rock?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 5 is when The Rock comes in.
Yeah, so 5 is when The Rock comes in, and it's like, whatever. They're all bad guys, and The Rock is trying to get them, but then they end up
He's a cop?
saving Yeah, he is like a federal marshal or something like
Okay.
that. They end up saving The Rock. Vin Diesel and The Rock have a big wrestling fight.
That's so good.
Where they're throwing each other through walls.
God,
it's
just meatheads just beating
fucking
the
incredible.
piss out of each other.
And
Just-
Vin Diesel looks he's paunchy. It's just his
He's
face.
a little-
He looks a little old. Anyway,
He is.
so by the end of it, they're all on the same side, but there's this like, all right, well,
I'm going to let you walk.
yeah, they let them
Truce.
walk away. You're bad guys. I'm going to come tomorrow morning. I'll be hunting you again, so you better get out of town. In this one, the premise appears to be that The Rock is in over his head on this illegal fucking tank factory. I don't know what the fuck, whatever it is, and he has to
He's
turn
like a
to
bad
them
guy that's worse than the
that's
fucking Fast and
worse than
Furious
the Fast
crew.
and Furious crew. So he has to go to them and say, "I need your help." And then there's just shots in the trailer of Paul Walker saying, "We all want pardons." So by the end of it, they will all be some elite fucking fighting force.
Well, they're shooting the next two back to back.
Yeah.
Wait, What? 7 and 8?
Yeah.
Wait,
I thought they were
no,
doing
6 and
6 and
7.
7.
Oh, well, this one and
This one
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and whatever the next one is.
And
So
they're already shot then.
yeah, I guess. Yeah,
There is another Fast and Furious movie besides
why
the
would,
one.
Banked.
why would they fucking stop?
Besides the one you've seen scenes of as of yesterday, there is a whole other movie
in the chamber.
somewhere in a
Yeah.
bunch of film canisters.
Wait, so is this one?
It's all digital.
Is this one
yeah,
called
you're
6?
probably right.
This one is called Fast and Furious 6, or The Fast and Furious 6.
I
Yeah.
think it's just Fast and Furious 6.
Yeah.
What's going on with their branding?
It's so good.
What, I don't get it.
Doesn't matter.
No one gives a like. They're too fucking busy coming up with the dumbest, craziest ideas possible,
They're like-
and then just slapping names
Right.
on them. Like they're naming movies like we would. It's like, I don't know.
Right,
Who cares?
is it whatever happened in a Google Doc? Just
This
becomes
is-
the
yeah,
name of
exactly.
it?
This
yeah.
is- this
It's
is like
what
the-
we had written down, and like some guy kind of just half-assed this out because no one else piped up with anything.
What are they calling this?
But
This is Fast and Furious 6. I don't know.
This is like
the
the Rambo naming conventions, right? Where it's like you have First Blood, then you have Rambo First Blood Part 2, then you have Rambo 3.
But like
You have Rambo 3.
right, yeah.
There was never a Rambo 1 or 2.
But I liked what Fast and Furious was doing with like the Fast and Furious,
Fast 5.
Faster and Furiouser, or the more fast
No,
you go,
it
the
was-
more
it was
fast you furious.
Too
It was
Fast, Too Furious.
Too
There you
Fast,
go,
Too
yeah.
Furious.
That one. Like
and
I-
Tokyo Drift, which here's the best part. Tokyo Drift is still in the future.
yeah, Tokyo Drift hasn't happened yet.
The events of Tokyo
Wait,
Drift
really?
have not
Yeah.
happened yet.
So do you think by the end they'll circle it
so
around?
they-
Like, should 7 end with
So
connective tissue?
They keep ending, like the last couple of them, they keep having illusions. Because there's one character in the other movies that is prominent but does not make it through Tokyo Drift. And so there's this like constant wink and nod of just like, I thought you said you were going to go to Tokyo. And he's like, we'll get there eventually. And it's fucking outstanding. Like it's the fucking most ridiculous shit. Like it's they are operating on levels that other films just simply can't because they care too much
care too
about
much.
the wrong shit. Whereas they're just like, I don't know, we know that cars need to be involved in this crew and something. It's like at some point they're just making the Ocean's 11 movies.
Well, see, this is even better because I feel like
for,
they're hitting every genre that they can. It's just
Right.
like, all right, this one will be a heist one. This one will be a getaway, road movie. It's like every one of them going in some other direction.
It's weird because this is usually
will be
reserved
the-
to
this will-
horror films.
This will be
These are the ones that make it to 7 are like Saw and Friday the 13th,
Yeah.
where you're just doing the same formula over and over again,
And
where
where
the kills change.
Yeah.
And it's kind of the same thing here.
And the weird thing is like the formula changes just enough too. It's not like
Right.
it is not the exact same character arc. And in this one, I mean, it was the end of Fast 5 reveals it, like the post credit stinger, but then they put it in this commercial, is that Michelle Rodriguez is back
From the dead.
from the dead. Like she died.
So
in
hopefully they
one
can
of them.
kill her again.
Well,
Yeah.
she's got a twin. You didn't know that?
Or
She shows up in
so
everything.
there's some kind of horrible reveal with
Yeah.
that coming,
Cloning.
which
Sci-fi.
it's
That's
like
what it ends on.
it's something. Yeah, totally. It's something that you shouldn't be able to care about as much as you can care about it, because there's so many different threads and so much different weird shit. Like they've created this huge world of nonsense and stuck to it just enough that you could totally lose yourself in it and go like, wait a minute, okay, so this movie takes place after this one.
And there's not even like graphic novels, I don't think. There's not even like extracurricular shit to be concerned with.
Oh, what if there was?
I know there's some, like there
But
was
there is continuity, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the explicit continuity.
Totally.
Like,
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Han, the character that first shows up in Tokyo Drift and then doesn't make it through Tokyo Drift.
Is in all the movies past Tokyo Drift.
Yeah, he's in Fast 5,
Right.
which takes place before Tokyo Drift.
So maybe they split the timeline somewhere with this Michelle Rodriguez thing. Like, young Link, old Link.
Just goes sci-fi.
Yeah.
No,
at
because
point.
that one takes place again before. It's fun.
That's awesome.
It's really stupid.
It comes across as they didn't think it was possible for this to be
Yeah.
popular
There's
again,
no
and
way.
then got stuck with it. And We're
Right.
just like, well, what can we do with this?
It keeps
Yeah.
making money.
Rather than make a new franchise, which is just reinventing the same thing they already did.
Well, they tried, right? It's with Torque.
Well, that was completely different.
Yeah, that's not them.
That's not them? I
That's
thought
not
that
them.
was them.
No.
Fuck.
It's just damn good.
It's just
It's just that good.
it's just good
Yeah.
eating.
I mean, it was just one of them.
I mean,
right?
that's the thing. That's the beauty of it, is that I feel like the Fast and Furious franchise has reached Torque levels. Like the first Fast and Furious could have learned some things from Torque.
Totally.
But at this point, fucking, they're at punching weight, man. They're playing the same game with being as ridiculous.
But I feel like we're not quite at peak Torque yet. Like there's probably they could keep making these movies for a while.
well, like you said, this is clearly, even just from the trailer, far fucking crazier than Fast 5.
Yeah, and it's just it's a testament to our culture, our society, or whatever you want to say, that this can exist and be like this weird popular thing
That everyone
while also
regards as
morphing-
complete trash,
Yeah,
but fucking love it.
But yeah,
So at some point, are they going to like fight a war or something? Like they're going to call the Fast and Furious
probably.
guys are
There'll
going to
be a
like
PMC at some point, and,
right?
Yeah,
And they just like get away from the car thing, only loosely,
ludicrous. Get down.
right? Or like they have to blow up the asteroid that's going to destroy Earth.
Yeah.
And the last one was
Armageddon 2.
Yeah,
The last
we all
one
want
was
pardons.
straight up a heist movie. That's like, yeah, they're in cars and there's a lot of car action in it, but it is not the illegal street
And
racing.
it is way less about cars.
Yeah.
Well,
than-
the one
than
we
first
saw,
few.
the one we saw was busting up this drug running operation, right? They
Yeah.
basically
I mean,
like
it was
the
street
A-team.
racing, and there was a
Right.
lot of like fetishization of the cars themselves, and I think that lasted up until Tokyo Drift, where they took a fucking American car and put all kinds of, they made it driftable, and it was this fucking ridiculous vehicle, and you're like, man, I wish I had one of those. But everything past that, like all that stuff's on the sidelines.
Yeah.
If you know where to look, you go, that's kind of a cool car.
Right.
And there's probably some article in some car magazine you read about the cars of Fast Five.
Like I don't remember much
But-
about what we saw in Texas,
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
But
Just the whole trip.
just in general.
There was that
there's
ice
a
rink in the
Chick-fil-A.
mall.
Yeah, there's Chick-fil-A,
Yeah,
and
the
ice
Chick-fil-A,
rink.
the ice rink.
I bought a DS.
That's right.
And then
and then the street action.
there was some street racing, and then some guy drove by and,
Yeah.
and shouted some slurs at us.
Yes,
and,
he called us homosexuals.
and,
Yeah.
then there was a crash. And so
That's
people
right.
ran
Oh,
out of
that's
the
right.
car.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And then there was a car wreck. And
That's what I'm saying. I was referring to the car crash.
Yeah.
You remember a lot about
Yeah.
Texas, it turns
No,
out.
I do.
This sounds
yeah.
like a plot to a Fast and Furious movie.
and we were there for a wrestling event.
Yep. Yep.
So The Rock was there.
Yeah,
Probably.
I guess so. Probably.
In THQ, it all comes back together.
Yeah.
And then but anyway, the movie, it was basically like was it some like A-team style, like, oh, help me, they have my sister, and they're running drugs, and then the Fast and
We gotta
Furious
take
crew's
care of
got
this.
to break it up, right?
Yeah, I think so. I
By
think that's-
street racing.
Yeah.
Okay.
by being good drivers.
By being really good drivers.
We could drive in your drug tunnel.
I think that's kind of what it was, right? They,
Yeah.
Like,
I
yeah,
need a
you're
dri-
good. We need good drivers. Are you guys good enough to be our new good
And
drivers?
then they have the
Sure
race
we
scene where they have to
are.
win a race to prove that they
Yeah.
can be the drug tunnel drivers.
Oh, you beat me. You beat me, but I still don't trust you. And then at the end, they shoot people and jump over cars.
Sure, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah, that was because